Hi again, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Today, we're going to be talking about tasks and notes. Another quick webinar for you to learn about some of the new features that we have coming. Before I really dig into it, I want you to pay attention to the chat. So please say hi when you come in. Also, that is where we're going to be answering questions. So I have several people on my team that will be answering questions, as I go along. And I want you to ask the things quickly as soon as you see them, and we'll try and get them answered. So the point of today is to give you a preview of things that are coming. It's going to be a quick, maybe 15-minute view of the things that we have. Now, we have recordings of all of these, and you'll be able to see them all as we go along, but we have so much to cover, so we want to kind of do this in short chunks rather than have a really long webinar where you're going to learn about everything all together. So again, today we're talking about tasks and notes. And for all of the people that don't know a lot about ClientCircle or who have not seen the prior webinars, I want to really quickly go over just who we are. So ClientCircle is all about helping your business grow. We have been in business for quite some time, helping agents with, improving their referrals, improving retention, relationships. We do that through a lot of things like marketing automation and surveys and handwritten cards and all of this stuff to help you build better relationships with clients at scale. We work with everybody from small agencies to large firms, and we have thousands of agencies on the platform. If you are not a customer and you would like to learn more about the things that we're talking about today or have additional questions, please go to clientcircle.com/demo. And if you are a current customer, then we want you to contact your account manager if you have questions about the things today that we don't get answered in chat. So what are we talking about today? Today, I guess in the past, you have already, the previous webinar, we talked about our new customizable UI. And you're going to see some more about that today. And I might even share a few other tips and tricks as we go through it. Then we also have sales and service pipelines that we're going to be talking about. I'm not quite sure where that is in the list. I think that might be next week, but I have that on the schedule you'll see here at the end. Actually, next week I think is inbox sync. So we're going to be talking about inbox sync next week and then sales and service pipelines. And then following up after that, we're going to talk about enhanced automations. But today is all about tasks and notes. So we've really put a lot of time and energy and effort into improving how you take notes on accounts and contacts and surveys and things like that. And also, we'll be rolling out the ability for you to keep track of tasks to help you complete items that need to be done through the system. And so I'm going to cover both of those today. And I'm really happy to kind of share what we have. So let me flip over to the demo and give me 1 second. If you saw the webinar last week, you know that this is our new UI. And our new UI is pretty customizable. I definitely recommend, if you haven't watched it, to go watch that webinar. It's pretty short, just like this one's going to be. So in 10 or 15 minutes, you'll get a really good idea of what the new UI is. In panel view here, you're going to see a new item for notes. And we're going to talk about tasks in here in a little bit. But notes are really nice because they can be attached to pretty much anything in the system. So we'll be able to take notes on accounts, on contacts, on policies, on surveys. And I'm going to show you kind of how that works here in a little bit. But let's take a couple minutes to look at a note on an account here. So by default, we have notes set up in panel view as well. And you can see that how panel views kind of stack in the new UI, which is nice because, again, once you learn how it works, that same sort of methodology can be applied across the board. So I have a few sample notes about this customer in here that we put in earlier today. And you can see you can use notes really for any variety of thing. We have a notes about customer details if you want to keep some information about the customer and their family setup and if they're involved in the community or whatever it might be. You can really take notes on anything. You can also attach files to notes. So this one we have an attachment for a quote that was sent to the customer. You could use it to attach competitor quotes or anything like that you want to have that information for later down the road. You can also see maybe your logging calls and things like that. So this is completely up to you on the types of notes that you want to put in there and what you would use it for. But we also want to make it very easy for you to do. So creating a new note is really nice because you have your action menu here. So you can just open the action menu and click add note. And in fact, if notes are something that you're going to do a lot, you can pin those as actions. So this is another neat feature of our new UI where you can just hit a star item and now you have that action button up on the account that you can use at any time. So I'll go ahead and use that quick one and we'll just do a note for demo. And along with notes, we're adding the new formatting section here. So you can really do any type of formatting. Format header is what I was trying to type. So if we do format header, you can just use your heading links. You can also make that a checkbox if you want to. You can make it a bulleted item. You can make it a numbered list. You can make it bold, underline it. Can do all kinds of nice things. But also we have undo, which is nice in these types of fields. So I can just quickly go through and undo all of those things. We'll do some more text here. And in fact, I can even add a quote if I want to. Let's go ahead and save that note because one of the other neat things about our formatter is that you'll be able to see the formatting section here. Of course, because it is in our new UI, you can also view these things in table view. Of course, in table view, you might want to see things in a different view. So we don't show the formatted view here, but that's so you can quickly find the items. And then from table view, you can open and view the full note here as well. And you can even go into edit mode right here if you want to. So if you go into edit mode, you see you have the full formatting again. Maybe we didn't want that formatted header that way, so we'll just take that off. Now if we're back in panel view, also search for notes also works. So if you wanted to look for anything that mentions customer, you can see the two notes that mention customer or really anything that you would like inside of our notes. One more thing to really talk about notes, and then I'll transition into tasks, is just how they can be attached to anything. Of course, under our CRM, we have products that we can look at, and you can put notes on policy details as well. So here's just a sample note to show you how it's attached to a policy. And of course, one of the probably most useful places to do it is as you're working on Net Promoter Score responses. If we go to a filter actually that we created in last week's webinar, we can look at surveys that we needed to review. Well, we might need to take some notes about that. So let's say we called this person, we want to let the team know that we called them, they didn't answer. Maybe if we finally got a hold of them and need to set up a meeting. So you can really take notes for anything and attach them to multiple items inside of our system, which is fantastic. And of course, again, because of the new UI, I have those same table views and panel views that I set up in other places. And we even have our penned action be able to add a note very quickly again to a survey. So let's say let's talk a little bit about tasks now. So let's say this customer would like to meet with someone. We can actually from the system open our pop-up view here, and we have our customer record, and maybe we want to add a task to the customer at that time. Let's do that. So from here we can just do add task. And let's do call to set up meeting. Okay, we're just going to set a general task, and I'm going to show you a lot more details about our tasks as I'm here in a minute. But we're just going to do new for now, and let's set our due date to tomorrow. Why not? set our priority to urgent, and we save. And so now that we have that task attached to the contact, we'll be able to see that task show up here in our new setting. So we have that task right here, but and how that's connected to the customer. But let's back up a little bit. Let's go look at our tasks from the higher level. Tasks are going to be over here on the left nav, and we added a general task. So let's go look at our general tasks here. We can see now we're looking at all tasks for all customers. And of course, if I want to, I can filter that down to look, for different types of tasks and criteria, which again, we covered a lot of how to filter and things in the prior webinar. So we're not going to touch that today, but just know I do have a couple of filters here for open tasks and closed tasks, maybe even open tasks for key customers. We want to make it really easy for you to work on your tasks. So of course, as you're working on tasks, you can just drag and drop them to a new status very quickly and easily. And if you need more details on that task, you can open it up and view more information about them and that kind of thing, which is really nice to do. So one of the neatest things about our tasks is the ability to set up different task types. So this is what we call general tasks. We also have one here that's called requotes that we put in here just as a sample. But let's go over to our company settings here. And if we scroll down, you would see a new section for tasks here. And if we go look at our tasks, we have general and requote. Of course, we can add an entirely new task type if we want. So our new type. And here's where you can change your priorities, your statuses, and that kind of thing. So maybe this particular task type, we don't have an on-hold status, and maybe we don't even have a new. It's either assigned or it's in progress. One of the other things that our system is pretty unique with is we have multiple closed statuses. So when a task is finished, it's not always finished the same way. It could be finished as completed, canceled, duplicate, rejected, or if you think of a deal, it could be, completed or closed, but is it closed as a won deal? Is it closed as a lost deal? Very similar. So all of our tasks allow us to have multiple closed statuses. But one of the other neat things is you can add multiple fields to tasks. So as you're working on your task, you might need to track your own things about that task. So one of the things that we put in one of our other tasks is if they're a key customer or not. And we're just going to make that a yes or no field. And we'll say key customer here. And so let's go ahead and save our new task type. So now we have a completely new task type. And that essentially gives us a new board to look at our tasks. So let's go back to our task system. Whoops, I meant to go to tasks. And now we have our new task type here. So if we go look at our new task type, of course, we don't have anything in there yet, but we can also just quickly add a new task in here. So let's do a new demo task, and we're going to give it a description, something. I'm sorry, I'm not very creative on the fly here, but you can see we have the just those three statuses that we have. It's not closed right now, and the priority is urgent. It's open, and now you can see we have our key customer flag there that we added. You can add really as many of these fields and different types as you would like, and it allows you to really customize the workflows that you're going to build around these tasks. So we have our new task. It's nice because it pops it up here. We can assign an employee to it very quickly. So let's assign Rosetta. In fact, let's assign John as well, which is really nice because you can assign multiple people to a task. It doesn't have to be limited to one. And again, because of our really neat note system, we have the ability to add notes as well. So notes can be really added to many, many different objects. And again, here we have the ability to create and manage notes on tasks. So let's go look at our task back here. because our UI is pretty customizable, maybe I want to change some of the fields. Of course, I can do that by editing our section here. I can get rid of some of these things that maybe we don't need. Whoops, I think I wanted assign to. Let's go ahead and move that up to the top. Let's keep description. Get rid of open status because it's already grouped by that. We'll keep priority. And so now our card is a lot nicer looking, and I can, drag this over to in progress if I want to, which is pretty fantastic. So how about an overall view though? So as someone working on tasks, you might not want to have to go through all of these different task types to see all of your things. And for that, we have this to-do board. When I go to to-do board, it's really going to group all of the tasks by the different statuses that they are. So here's all of the different things that we have, added that are assigned to this particular person. And of course, I can go to, card view as well if I want to see that. And then I have one view where I can see all of the different tasks and move them around, which is fantastic. So another neat thing is we have our calendar view. So this is one that I briefly showed in the last meeting, but I want to kind of show you how that might work. This is where I can see I have two tasks. This one, which happens to be urgent because I have labeled that red, and this one that I think is probably just normal priority. But I can see I have an urgent task coming up on the 23rd and then another one on the 24th. If I want to get more details on it, I can open it up. Of course, let's say we have that one done early. I can close it. And here's where it's going to ask me for that close status. So I can select when I closed it, what is the way that I've closed it. So tasks and notes, pretty flexible, and everything again works through the same UI. So once you learn how that works for contacts and accounts and everything, you're not going to have any issue learning how tasks and things like that work in our system as well. So there's going to be a lot more to come for tasks when it comes to talking about automations and things like that, which we're going to get to here in a minute. So with that said, that's really the big demo for notes and tasks. We're going to be sharing more details about how all of these things work coming up. In fact, let me switch over to my slides and I'm going to go over that and we'll kind of finish up for the day. So one second. What we have coming up next, as I said earlier, is Inbox Sync. So Inbox Sync is where you're going to be able to synchronize your personal, or not your personal, your work Gmail or your Google Mail or your Microsoft Outlook inbox to ClientCircle, and we're going to automatically connect those emails to customer accounts and show you a history of all of the messages that you have with someone, which is going to be a really fantastic tool to help you keep track of all of the communication that you have. You'll also be able to send email using ClientCircle through your inbox, which is going to be a really nice way to maximize open rates on personal one-on-one emails. Then we're going to follow that up with sales and service pipelines the week after that. And then on November 13th, sales and service automations. So keep an eye out for the emails where we ask you to sign up for those webinars. Or if you would like, you can get a jump start on that and sign up for them right away at clientcircle.com/webinars. If you sign up for the webinar, you're going to get the recording. And again, we're going to keep them super short and sweet, just like this one, so that you can make sure that you have time to watch them all. So thanks again very, very much for attending today's webinar. If you are an existing customer, please ask questions to your account manager. If you are not a customer and would like to learn more about our system, please go to clientcircle.com/demo, and we'd be happy to show you around. So thank you very much, and we will talk to you again next week. So have a great week, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.